Welcome to Marrakesh, 47. The situation grows more tense by the minute. The consulate is under lockdown, but the protests are only a stone throw away from full-blown riots, and Zaydan won't hesitate to unleash his troops. So whatever you're planning, time is of the essence. Good luck, 47.
Hi, I'm Jimmy, and this is a Let's Play series of the Hitman World of Assassination trilogy. I will be playing all of the story mission on Master difficulty with the default start locations and loadout.
Hi there. Yeah.
And here, right off the bat, you can see me picking up a screwdriver and wrench. Those are two of the most useful items in the game.
Strandberg is a lunatic.
Those plus the crowbar solve a lot of problems. The crowbar is less important when you have lockpicks, but those are really good for just setting up accident kills. So. Anyway, yeah, this is Marrakesh. This is another fun location. As I mentioned, a good Hitman level sort of feels like a vacation. It's really more like an adventure, like you're going to an exotic location and having a fun experience. And here, this really, feels like you're on the streets of Morocco. There's political unrest that's sort of tied up with the story of the mission. There's a banker in this embassy who's embezzled a lot of funds. And, yeah, there's a general who is going to use the unrest to take control of the country.
I gotta be honest.
So here I'm just making a plan to get into the embassy. This is an interesting mission. It sort of has two targets, both in fortified locations. The banker in this embassy here, and then the general hiding out in the school guarded by his troops. So you kind of have to break into both locations to get at your targets. So here I'm just waiting until there's an opportunity for me to just jump over. Yep. Here the camera spotted me, but I'm going to delete the evidence later.
You made it. Most impressive, 47. Now to locate Klaus Strandberg.
So yeah. One thing I haven't mentioned, but I am trying to get Silent Assassin on all of these missions. One thing I haven't talked about is why, when I play Hitman, I sort of always go for Silent Assassin rating. It just feels like the correct way to play. Like the whole, the sort of lore of the Hitman universe is that you're this master assassin who, can always, murder your targets without a trace. And sort of the idea in the universe is if you aren't getting Silent Assassin, then the ICA has to do some cleanup after you, like to sort of cover your tracks and sort of hide what you did. So playing a Silent Assassin sort of feels like the correct way to play. Otherwise, you're sort of counting on, the organization to sort of, clean up your messes for you. So here I've got my first disguise. I'm disguised as a soldier. I'm going to use this to try and get into the embassy. And here I'm going to pick up a couple of explosives. This level is probably the loudest Silent Assassin run I've ever done. It's interesting, throughout the Hitman series, the way Silent Assassin works has changed. And particularly in this iteration, they don't care about, Silent Assassin rating. It doesn't care. It doesn't matter how many, bullets you fired. It doesn't matter how many alarms go off. The only things that matter are, were you caught on camera?
So, you clear
were
on
you
the
spotted?
Procedure?
And
in case of a security breach,
were any bodies found, or were any kills noticed?
The evacuation protocol. It's
and if the kill is a poison or accident,
you're not worried. I'm not worried.
Report at the reception
if the kill is an accident or a poison kill, then
please go to the reception
then the kill being
desk.
noticed or the body being found doesn't matter. So it sort of incentivizes those kinds of kills.
Wait a minute.
And it also means that you can get away with setting
Hi,
off explosives if you want.
I don't think I'm alone here. I'll keep you posted.
So here, I'm allowed to be here, but these guards can see through my disguise. So I'm creating a distraction so I can sneak by this guy. Yeah, I'm using Hitman Vision a lot. It highlights enemies, even through a wall, and also makes it really easy to see who is an enforcer, who's able to see through your disguise. So yeah, unfortunately, basically all of the security guards can see through my disguise. I'm allowed to be here, but The security guards know there isn't supposed to be another soldier wandering around, so I'm going to try and get a better disguise now. And yeah, there's a police officer who just came in. I'm going to sneak up and knock him out. But yeah, I really enjoy the sort of story behind this mission. The idea that there's, you know, the banker who is embezzling funds, and then there's the general who's sort of working with him, but he's really, you know, the government is protecting the rich banker, but then that's creating political unrest, and then the general is using that to his advantage so he can get power, and he can, you know, basically have organize a coup and take control of the government. So yeah, it makes for just a fun story and a fun location. So here, in that room, there are
Check it out.
that's where the cameras are controlled, is from inside that room. And just there are enough guards around here that it's really difficult to sneak in and find an opportunity to destroy the evidence. So I use the explosion to create a distraction, and then I come in here and shoot the box, and that yeah, that deletes the evidence. So now I don't need to worry about the cameras. And I can proceed to taking care of the targets. Right now I'm just waiting for everyone to calm down after the explosion went off, and for everyone to sort of return to their normal routines. So yeah, they're done searching now, but now the guards are sort of getting back on their normal routine, and now this guard just was upstairs, has come back downstairs. So I go into this room because he comes towards me. Hide the box. Turns out I don't need to. He doesn't actually come in this room, but I was a little spooked. I wasn't expecting him to come that close. So I get out of the box, and now I'm just waiting for him to turn around and go back. I want to sneak upstairs because that's where Klaus Strandberg is. So once I get upstairs, I can take him out. So yeah, now you can see on the map he is heading back. He's going to start heading up the stairs soon. And now I just need to get past that soldier. Here I use a coin. Just throw it behind him. That'll make him turn around and wander over there, and that'll give me enough time to slip up the stairs behind the security guard. That. And yeah, and quickly before he turns around, I knock him out. She died his body, and that's just, taking him out is just very convenient. Like, he's a very inconveniently placed guard. You can see through my disguise. He goes up and down these stairs here, so just having him out of the way makes the mission much easier. And here I'm just sort of figuring out the best place to isolate and take out Strandberg.
That is Klaus Strandberg, most wanted man in Morocco.
So yeah, decide to pick up a fire extinguisher. I will use that later. Here I'm considering placing it on the floor. But yeah, decide not to do that. But you'll see how I decide to use the fire extinguisher in a second. wait here, let him go ahead. Now we're alone in the room, so I close the door and I knock him out. Now I'm free to snap his neck and hide the body.
Target down. Next up, Reza Zaydan.
And here I don't have a lockpick with me, and I haven't found a crowbar yet, so I have to get a little creative about how I'm going to open this door. So I place the fire extinguisher there. And yeah, and now I decide to hide because the guards are gonna come searching in this room, obviously investigating what caused that explosion. So I just wait until they're done searching. But yeah, now you can see what I mean about this being the loudest silent assassin mission I've done, is I've already set off 2 explosions inside the embassy. But yeah, now I just need to wait for these guards to sort of go back to their normal patrol routes, and then I can slip out of the building. Here I'm just scanning around, making sure it's safe. That guard's in the other room, so I need to worry about him. Yeah, now they'll take care of one of the targets. The body is hidden. One of the nice things about the game is when you hide a body in a trunk or a closet,
Good day
you don't have to worry
sir.
about it being found. They never search there for bodies, so it's just not something you have to worry about. So yeah, I'm just being extra careful here. I'm close to being sort of halfway through the mission. I mean, you can say I'm already halfway through the mission. I've already taken out the evidence. I've taken out my first target. But I want to go a little further. I want to sort of have a way to get into the embassy, or into the school, I mean. So I'm going to use this disguise, this guard disguise, to get into the embassy. So I knock him out.
Stop.
Pick up my coin, pick up his weapon. He had a coin on him because I threw a coin to him earlier. So yeah, this tunnel leads to a passageway that would take me closer to the school. Unfortunately, I don't have a way to open that door, even with the crowbar, which I'm about to pick up, I think. Yeah, there. Finally have a crowbar, but this door, you need a key card to open it, so I can't get through here. So I decide to hide the body, and I'm going to decide to hide the body and then sneak out through the front door. I think here I'm debating whether or not I want to leave the body here, because I'm pretty sure no one comes through here. But I think I decided that, you know, after what happened in Sapienza, I want to make sure that all the bodies are safely hidden before I save. That way I don't have to, like, replay, you know, hiding the body, you know, a bunch of times to continue the mission. So I'm going to drag this body up to where I hid the other security guard and dump him in there. Get here, but then I see a guard coming this way, so I decide to back off and wait. Make sure the coast is clear. So yeah, looks like the coast is clear, so now I head up the stairs. Now, technically I'm trespassing because the military guys aren't allowed up here, but I mean, obviously I'm dragging a body, so if I was spotted I would be in trouble whether I was trespassing or not. Just being
Massage
careful
expert
not to get
Connie
spotted.
Engstrom. Report at the reception desk. That was Connie Engstrom. Please go to
The voiceover's talking about another mission opportunity. Okay, here I decide to save. There's a mission opportunity where you can pose as a masseuse, and you can take out Klaus Strandberg that way. So it's me loading after I saved. I like the mission stories in Hitman, but they can be a little convoluted to figure out. Like, usually there's, like, a voiceover line that's supposed to clue you into what you're supposed to do. But oftentimes it isn't 100% clear, which is why, honestly, when I'm playing casually, I like to leave the mission stories on. Like, when I first play a mission, is I like to have the guide telling me, you know, this is the next step. It can feel a little hand-holdy, but, you know, really, these mission stories, the sort of logic of them is kind of like a classic adventure game, if you've ever played those, like Myst or Monkey Island, where, like, the solution isn't always obvious, and you kind of have to, like, investigate and find things and figure things out. You know, find the right items, find the right disguise to wear, and, you know, figure out where you're supposed to go, who you're supposed to talk to. So, it's just nice to have a guide, because otherwise you end up fumbling around trying to figure out what the next steps are to take to advance the story, and it's just not fun. You know, that's why adventure games aren't sort of died out as a genre, just because it's not really a fun game to play. So, of course, in Master Mode I don't have that guides, but at this point I've played these levels enough that I know the levels pretty well. Here I was taking a little bit of a risk there, sneaking past that guard, but I just saved, so it's a little safer to take some risks now. It's one of the things playing on Master Mode is when do you take risks, and one time it's good to take risks is right when you get started, because you can just restart again quickly, and then right after you save, because you can just reload from the last save. You don't lose much progress. It feels really bad to take a big risk, like, after you've made a bunch of progress, but before you saved, or before you finish the mission, and then have to restart and do it all over again. So yeah, so now I'm just... this is just me not remembering the map. I'm trying to find my way back to the school.
Salam.
I like this map, sort of unlike Sapienza. It's a big, open map, but, like, all the locations feel like they have a purpose. Like, the school is where the general hangs out. The embassy is where the banker hangs out. And, sort of the town in between sort of acts as kind of an open space. And there are, you know, there are houses, there are little shops you can go upstairs in and investigate.
Thanks for asking.
That have other clues and hints related to the mission, but it doesn't feel like Sapienza, where there's, like, a ton of extra buildings and locations and things to explore that don't really tie into the mission at all. So here I'm sneaking into the school. I'm allowed to be here, but I'm just trying to avoid people who can see through my disguise.
Try to blow the lid on the whole operation.
Not smart.
But pretty human. I'm just glad I wasn't picked for the firing squad.
I hear you.
So here I'm turning on a radio. That'll distract the one guy over there who's an enforcer. So I'm able to, like, go around this side and yeah, sort of hide there to break the line of sight. But now he's going over to investigate the radio, so I can head around this way and he won't notice me. And he's sort of out of position to spot me.
You're in. Good work, 47. Now to locate General Zaydan.
No, I'm in the school. I just need to figure out... I actually have a way planned that I want to kill him, but on Master Mode they added an extra guard who's an enforcer, so they made it pretty tricky to complete the first step of this this mission story. So I'm trying to find a way into that room where the two soldiers are sitting down, sort of chatting. And yeah, see, there's that guy there who's basically just stays right by the door there and is a real pain to sneak past. So I end up having to sneak through the other room where there's an enforcer. So I gotta take out a coin. I'm just trying to figure out, like, how to create a distraction so I can get through.
How are you, recruit?
For a second I thought I'd be able to go in, but then he turns around and faces the other way. So I guess while we're sort of waiting, want to talk a little more about sort of the morality of Hitman. I sort of mentioned that, you know, the mission stories sort of make it feel like the people you're killing are really evil and like you're arguably even a good person for taking them out. I just want to, I mean, just to state the obvious, obviously, like, killing people, you know, is not a good thing to do, like, in real life. Shouldn't have to say that, but want to point that out. But just within the fiction of the game, like, they make a strong case that these people are evil enough that the world is almost certainly a better place without them. So you can feel like you're sort of a, you know, kind of like an action hero. Like you are using violence to take out evil people. Sort of ties into the idea that we can solve our problems with violence, which not really an idea I subscribe to, but it's certainly one that's popular in a lot of movies and video games. So here I'm going around outside to sort of sneak past that enforcer. And here I'm going to break open the door. It makes a little noise when you use the crowbar, but it's much quieter than, for example, an exploding fire extinguisher. And here I just checked to... yeah. Oh yeah, almost get spotted again. But I managed to make my way out. Yeah, I was a little sloppy in the school here and like almost got spotted a couple of times. Despite what I said earlier about how you should take risks right after you've saved and try not to take them later, here I end up...
That is General Reza Zaydan, Keeper of the Peace.
So yeah, in this mission, for instance, you've got a banker who's, you know, embezzled billions of dollars from the people of Morocco, and the people, you know, are justifiably upset about it. You have a general who is pretending to be a hero of the people, but really he's just using this as an excuse to seize power, which he is going to use on behalf of his masters.
I should have you both court-martialed. Now get back to your posts.
So this is the opportunity. Oh, I didn't explain. Yeah, those guys were basically talking shit about the general, about Reza Zaydan.
Head towards an exit.
So, you know, talking about like, oh, he thinks he's all that, but he's really not. And when you turn on the radio, like, it broadcasts over the speakers, and the general hears it, which makes him go in there to chew them out. And once he's in the room, you can push the toilet over onto him and kill him. And that also counts as an accident, so we don't need to worry about the fact that the kill was noticed or the body wasn't hidden.
This is First Lieutenant Liviard. We are on full...
So there, now I'm on, and now I just need to escape. Yeah, I don't know if I finished my thought earlier, but, yeah, the game sort of makes a really good case that, these people that we're trying to kill are evil.
Behind the incident have been determined. Any leakage could endanger the whole operation and will be considered treason to the cause. Stand by for further orders. Over and out.
So I'm just trying to figure out the best way out of the building. Well, yeah, they established that the people you're going after are evil, and yeah, that arguably you're justified in taking them out. And it sort of, you know, 47, you know, feels like a bad guy. I think partly because of the way he's killing them. Like, he's not a soldier fighting them, you know, in a sort of military situation. He's sort of fighting them when they're helpless and assassinating them. So it is a little,
kind of soldier?
You know, it feels more evil that way, but the game sort of kind of goes out of its way to kind of minimize and mitigate that feeling. Like, you can tell they don't want the player to feel uncomfortable or to think too hard about whether or not Agent 47 is a bad guy. They want to give you at least the excuse to think, well, in the end, I'm doing a good thing. So yeah, that was the last big chance I took, was sneaking past that guard on the way out. I think I just didn't notice him there. He turned around at just the wrong time and almost spotted me, but luckily I managed to make it out without getting spotted. And now I am able to...
Salute, soldier.
Yeah, leave the level. I'll get stuck on a satellite dish there.
At ease, soldier.
And yeah, just run back to right to where I started. There's an exit right near where we started the mission, and that's where I'm going to head out.
What?
And here, we'll just wait to see that I got the silent assassin rating. And see my score. Silent Assassin. So, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Goodbye.